protest the rather unacceptable, consistent attempt by the majority leader to obstruct our side's remarks in this process. I know he's your leader, but Chairman, this is unacceptable. That's it. I will proceed. Yeah. We hold a view that the removal of Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Tokonu was cloaked in some opaque circumstances unacceptable to the jurisprudence of our country.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Minority Leader, you know the rudiment of the game. If you don't want interruptions, let's go by the rules. Other than that, the chairman will be compelled to listen to the person and make ruling.
This one is friendly. Opaque. It's friendly. Opaque.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Chairman, please. Mr. Chairman, if the minority, led by the minority leader, were to walk out here and invite all the journalists, they could describe the work of the committee in any language. In any language. Nobody. Freedom of speech. But before this Committee of Parliament, the rules are clear. What you can raise and what you cannot raise, and how you can raise it. I'll be surprised if after all these years in this Parliament, you don't understand those rules. I'll be surprised. Yes, I intend to be offensive because he has told me that I am here to deliberately obstruct the minority. What did you say about that? To describe my conduct here as deliberately obstructing the minority when I'm trying to keep him to the rules. When you say the conduct of a judge, we're not talking about the personal conduct, who he slept with and who he didn't sleep with. We're talking about his work, how he conducted his work. You are saying that the committee conducted its work in an opaque manner. That's what you are saying. In darkness, that's what you are saying. And that the outcome of their work is a travesty of justice. That's what I'm saying. And you are not in court challenging the conduct of the committee. You are not. You as a person, you are not in court challenging the conduct of the committee. You know the rules in the Constitution regarding the work of the proceedings. You haven't shown at any stage that the rules in the Constitution governing the work of the committee have been breached in any way. How can you come and sit here and describe the work as opaque, travesty of justice, and improper removal, and etc., and expect me to sit here and allow you to do that? You are clearly violating the rules. And when I try to guide you how to go about your work, then you say that I'm trying to obstruct you.
Honourable Majority Leader, you've made your point. And again, if I'm called upon to do a ruling, the rules are clear that we should refrain from the use of offensive language. We are here for the purposes of vetting. A situation where the process will be used to describe the work of a committee to be opaque, meaning it was done in darkness, is offensive. Therefore, I would order that same be expunged from the record as if it doesn't exist. Honorable Minority Leader, proceed.
Chairman, with respect. Chairman, with respect, he raised the objection. You didn't give me the opportunity to respond. And you're saying that you have ruled. I mean, what is the fairness in this? He just raised the objection. He didn't refer to any rule this time. This time, he didn't refer to any rule. And then he says that we should go and do press conference.
Honorable Minority Leader, kindly proceed.
It is our contention that the process leading to the removal of Her Ladyship Justice Araba Isaba Tokonu was unfair, it lacked due process, it did not adhere to any constitutional procedure.
Chairman,
And
Chairman,
we
I
continue
hope, Chairman,
to say
I hope, Chairman, that persistently violating the rules of this House is a breach of privilege. You know that. Persistently
if that
violating the rules of this House.
Chairman,
Honorable Minority Leader.
He's made a point. Let me make a point with respect to you.
Honorable
Chairman,
Minority Leader,
let me
if you
make a
can
point.
hear me out,
Yes, let
maybe
me-
the point that you want to make, you may realize that it is not necessary. Honorable members, let's have it in mind that we are not sitting here as a committee over any decision made by another committee or a court of competent jurisdiction. So bringing same or making same as a subject matter of discussion, with all due respect, this is not fair to members of those committees and those who presided over those cases. So if we are playing by the fair principles, please let's refrain from all those things and be guided by our rules in raising our issues. Minority Leader, you just spoke about fairness. So is it fair that a committee that is not before us, their rulings are brought here and described in a manner unwarranted by our rules? So with all due respect, this will clearly be in breach of natural justice. We don't have the opportunity of the people being heard. So why are we commenting on them? So please, let's proceed. You can give your remarks, but be guided as such. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Permit me to enter this discussion. I think that, Mr. Chair, you have to look at this, the context within which the minority leader is making this speech. You have to recognize that there is a background to the nomination of the nominee. And it will look very odd that we can have this conversation, the vetting of the nominee, without reference. It appears that there is a gag order. Mr. Speaker, the minority will have its say, but the majority would have its way. So, Mr. Speaker, what is wrong? We've spent almost 1 hour going back and forth on this simple matter. And I think that it is important that the minority leader is given his opportunity to speak. Then the majority leader can set the record straight if he thinks that he has said something that is so. I think that we should allow the discussion to flow. Mr. Speaker, it's been 1 hour.
Order.
We are still going back and forth.
Honorable Tampuli.
Let's with respect,
Honorable
Mr.
Tampuli.
Chairman, thank you very much.
In this house, we play by the rules. Now, tell me, at vetting, in raising a preliminary issue, and preliminary issues are not questions for the nominee to provide an answer. Then you bring the work of another committee entirely to vetting, describing it in all sorts of ways. Should this be permitted or it should not be permitted? So if we are all operating within the ambit of the rules, we will not have any problem. That is where the problem is coming from. The whole world is watching us. So I believe you agree with me that it is not proper, by way of preliminary issue, a work done by a committee should be brought at the vetting and be raised as a preliminary comment.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, I'm not sure the leader is re-litigating any issue. What the leader is doing, with respect, as far as I'm concerned, is that he is making commentary. That is his view, his judgment. And it is the view of the minority. And I think that it should be allowed to land. Then the majority leader can speak. Mr. Speaker, I think that, look, if we are going to be too, more or less fastidious about what he's saying, we can't make progress. With respect, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Tampoli, if you want to make progress, I think we can make progress. But if you deliberately don't want to make progress, we are deliberately trying not to make progress. Honorable Tampoli, guide me by the rules that govern the House. The actual rules that allow that in making your preliminary comment, you should be allowed to describe a work of a committee in a language in which the minority leader is describing them.
Mr. Speaker, in this standing orders, Mr. Speaker, may I refer you to Order 5?
Yes.
Order 5 with respect, Mr. Speaker. Order
Yes.
5.1, subject to the provisions of this Constitution and any other enactments. Where there is doubt, these rules shall be interpreted by Mr. Speaker. 2, in any case not provided for in these orders, Mr. Speaker shall decide on the procedural question. And finally, 3, in exercising the power conferred under this order, Mr. Speaker shall act in accordance with the Constitution. So we think that what you are doing,
yes,
it may not be provided for expressly.
No, but
So
what you are saying,
what you are doing amounts to being guided by Order
the
5.
rules, yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So, Mr. Speaker, even under the Constitution, under
So you agree with me that I'm operating within the ambit of the rules?
With respect, Mr. Speaker, under Article 297, the Constitution even contemplates an instance where something will not be provided in the Constitution or any other law. And they say the Parliament. So, Mr. Speaker, there are penumbra areas, there are gray areas where you fill in. And I think that you have to exercise your discretion to allow the minority leader to land. Because what he's saying doesn't amount to raising issues. Mr. Speaker, he's not here with a substantive motion to raise questions about whatever it is.
Honorable Tampoli.
We are dealing with
Honorable
comments.
Tampoli, I thank you very much for reading Order 5. I think Order 5 is clear as to why I am behaving the way I am behaving. But I can assure you that most of the things that the minority leader has said that I rule again, they are specifically and expressly provided for in the rules. In the rules. So minority leader can go ahead and make all his comments without touching on anybody who is not before us. He knows. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman, I want to draw your attention to Order 24, B and D. Mr. Speaker, with your permission, I read Order 24, B, that the Speaker shall promote concessions on matters under consideration in the House, and D, protect and preserve the rights of members. Mr. Speaker, I'm drawing your attention to this because the minority leader under Standing Order 24 D have a right, and which you have given him the permission to make his opening remarks. So I'm appealing to you to protect and preserve that right as it is in our standing order. And also, Mr. Chairman, the Order 24B, that you should promote concessions on matters. If majority leader think otherwise, minority leader think otherwise. Majority leader, after majority leader's statement, can also make statements if there are things, and correct some of the things that he thinks is wrong. Then we can make progress, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable Minority Deputy Whip, it is not only the right of the minority leader that is supposed to be protected. The right of everybody is supposed to be protected. The right of those committee members are also supposed to be protected. So don't take it that I am violating the rights of the minority leader in any manner whatsoever. That will be a very wrong impression. And let me state that anybody who wants to enjoy his rights should know that the beginning of your right would mark the end of somebody's right. Thank you.
Chairman.
And keep to the rules, because I will object to anything that violates the rules.
Mr. Chairman,
Minority leader, don't be preemptive. Majority leader, don't be preemptive. So go ahead.
Chairman, 7 separate proceedings across 3 jurisdictions. Our own Supreme Court, the High Court, and the ECOWAS Court of Justice now challenge the constitutional validity of that removal. Not one has been heard on its merits.
Mr. Chairman.
Yet, while these cases remain pending, while the very question of whether a vacancy exists remains sub judice, there is a nomination to replace.
Can have the floor. Honorable Minority Leader, hold it. Majority Leader, you said you object. What are you objecting to?
Mr. Speaker.
Order.
Our rules are very clear on pending matters. Our rules are very clear on pending matters. And it says in Order 103F that a motion shall relate to definite issues and not be the subject of an action on which a judicial decision is pending in such a way as may, in the opinion of the Speaker, prejudice the interest of the parties to the action. Mr. Speaker, you see, when you keep saying motion, these rules guide proceedings in chamber, and mutatis mutandi, they apply to the work of committees as well. The rules are clear. What you can't do in the chamber, you cannot do in committee. So the rules are clear on pending matters. So you can't come here and comment on pending matters in a way that will prejudice the interests of the parties. So we stay away from random commentary on pending matters. We even don't refer to them. It's clear. And I'm saying that you are a senior lawyer, you know. You've been in this house, you've been a majority leader, you've been a minority leader, you have lived through all the rulings in these matters. Pending matters, we should stay away from them. The conduct of judges, we should stay away from them. You have so far not impugned the process of nominating the nominee and submitting the nomination to this house, and the process of referral by Speaker of the nominee to this committee for the committee to do its work. Those are the legitimate matters that you can raise, and you haven't raised them. So all the questions about what happened, if you had waited and we started proceedings, and you throw a question to the nominee to get his views on the matter, I may not object. But you can't just be allowed to run down everybody and get up and walk because you are Afenyo-Markin. Why? It will not be allowed. I am going to look, this whole issue about you making a preliminary statement, show me a rule that says that you have a right to make a preliminary statement. Show me in our standing orders anything that says that you, Afenyo-Markin, have a right to make preliminary statements. You don't. Listen, we developed it as a practice. We developed it as a practice where normally the two leaders may make welcoming statements and general open statements, but you have converted it into a platform to do a press conference where you attack and impugn people and walk away with it. I'm saying that today you will not attack anybody and walk away whilst I sit in this committee.
Yes, Minority Leader, what do you have to say to it?
I haven't spoken. At least if I catch you.
It gives you the opportunity because he is on the floor. Tell him, when he said I should hear Tampuli, I heard Tampuli. Should I hear another pray? Should I hear another pray?
Yeah. You can hear him after that. I come and respond to him. I know if you have anything.
Yes,
you can
Honorable
hear him, and
Anodon
after that I can
what do you
respond.
have to say on the issue raised by the majority
Speaker,
leader, Honorable Mahama Ayariga?
Well, initially I didn't want to comment. We thought we should. Speaker, we in leadership have a role to play in helping you shepherd and guide this process. How does it look that the Chief Justice nominee is before us and this whole process is being reduced into a banter between the majority leader? It's been reduced into this. It's most unfortunate. And I'm surprised at some of the issues being raised by the majority leader, saying that, show us the rules that says that when there is vetting, you should be allowed to make comment. We are not only guided by rules, we are also guided by practice. Show me the rules that tells us that every Friday you should be standing behind the dispatch box and presenting petition. There are no rules on that. But it's part of our practice. The majority leader will respect you. You know this. So don't keep referencing that, saying that, show us the rules, show us the rules. It's not just about the rules. It is also about our practice. Now, the very rule you referred to, 103, when you said it could be applied mutatis mutandi, I think majority leader, you are wrong. The rules were made with specific functionality, and the 103 you quoted is on admissibility of motion. No, it's motion. And it's giving us conditions for admissibility of motion. So when you read the heading, so you are interpreting the rule to suit your understanding. A while ago, Tampuri just referenced Order 5 and says that interpretation will be done by the speaker. Allow the speaker to lead the process. Allow the speaker, the chair, to lead the process. All of us are here to support, to make sure that these things are done. But the way you are positioning yourself is giving a wrong impression, and the public is watching. You will not even allow the minority leader to speak. And you are marking every sentence, and we are here saying that that is normal. Why don't you take your note? When he's done, then you can present your version of the truth.
His law teacher started marking his sentences long ago. I'm not the first person to mark his sentences.
Let me just
his law lecturers marked his sentences for years.
Anytime
conclude.
It appears to me, I'll conclude, because you are pushing me to conclude, I'll conclude. But interestingly, the majority leader catches your eye every time. It is surprising that he always catches your eye. When we also draw your attention, let us also catch your eye. We also have something to say. Parliament is not just about the majority leader. For heaven's sake, I'm representing the good people of Insama Dredgely. And when I have a view and I catch your eye, you must allow me to express him. I want to tell the majority leader, anytime he obstructs the minority leader, we will also obstruct him. No? Let him make his point. If it is the case that your strategy is that you are going to obstruct him, we will also obstruct you. And you will make your point. But the begging question is, to what end? Are we going to conclude this vetting? What are we telling Ghanaians as representatives of the people? Speaker, I think you should rule on this matter. The majority leader should put down his points.
Honorable,
Can I finish? For heaven's sake, can I finish? The respected majority leader I saw him taking copious notes. He should write down his points. And regardless of the fact that he's a majority, he's a member of parliament like anybody else. Let him write down his points. When the minority leader is done, then he can come in. Then we can make progress. This whole strategy of any sentence...
I would have been asking questions, but sometimes when I ask questions, they take it that I'm being sarcastic. I will give the floor to Honorable Roxanne Dafamoko.
Chairman, thank you for the opportunity. Chairman, given where we are, I seek your guidance on this matter. And here it is. Within the terms of Order 103, Rule D Rule E and F. The minority leader led a team of its members. They filed a motion. The terms of the motion, Mr. Chairman, reads as follows: that this honorable House, having regard to Articles 110 clause 1, 125 to 127, 144 clause 1, and 146 of the 1992 Constitution and Standing Orders 57 Rules 1 to 3, Order 93.
Is that the motion Speaker rule on?
Yes. For the records, I'm reading the terms of the motion they filed. Yes. Order 103, Rule F, Order 216, and Order 217 of our standing orders resolves to suspend forthwith all further proceedings, both at the Appointments Committee and our plenary, on the nomination of Justice Baffoe Bonney as Chief Justice until all pending suits and applications directly bearing on the removal of a leadership Justice As3m Aba including ECOWAS Court suit number ECW/CCJ/APP/32/25 on provisional measures, multiple Supreme Court proceedings, and High Court applications are finally determined or withdrawn, and that in the interim, the Business Committee reprograms the business of the House. Accordingly, the Appointment Committee stands down any scheduled vetting related to the nomination, and that the Attorney General and Minister for Justice be summoned pursuant to Article 103 of the Constitution to appear before this House or before such committee as the House may designate, to provide a comprehensive briefing on the status of all pending litigation relating to the removal of a leadership Justice As3m Aba, including but not limited to A, the identity, jurisdiction, and procedural status of all such proceedings. B, any provisional measures, interim orders, or conservatory orders sought or granted. C, the relief sought in each proceeding and their potential implications for the office of Chief Justice. D, Ghana's international obligations under regional treaties relevant to the ECOWAS Court proceedings. E, the government's assessment of potential legal and constitutional implications of proceeding with the appointment of a successor Chief Justice while such litigation remains pending. And F, any other matters relevant to Parliament's informed exercise of its constitutional functions under Article 1141. Applicants of the motion.
Well, hold on. Let me hear you, Honorable Habib. What are you objecting to?
Chairman, Parliament and parliamentary proceedings and practices. A member is not to address the House. What Honorable Roxton is doing is addressing us. Whatever he's reading, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable,
Mr. Chairman, but
you are completely out of order.
To us, Mr. Speaker.
You are completely out of order.
So, Chairman, no, he should stop.
It is only when a supplementary question is being asked.
A motion that the Speaker has ruled.
Would you listen to me,
reading the
Honorable
motion
Habib?
on the floor.
Would you listen to me? It is only when a supplementary question is being asked that you don't address the House. So you are completely out of order. Honorable Minority Leader, may I have your response?
Chairman, I'm not done.
Okay, hold on. Then conclude.
Yes.
Conclude.
No, I'm not done.
Then conclude.
So, Mr. Chairman, these were the terms of the motion the minority leader and his group filed. In the course of considering admitting this motion, Speaker determined that the motion cannot be admitted. Now, the minority leader, as ranking member of this committee, is using a backdoor approach. he has rehashed the terms of this motion contained in a speech, and he seeks to read that speech before this committee.
Honourable Member,
It
conclude.
cannot be done.
You've made your point. Yes, Minority Leader, let me hear you.
Chairman, with respect, thank you for the opportunity. Let me first respond to the issue raised by the respected Majority Leader, which issue he anchored on Order 103F. For the avoidance of doubt, I would repeat the provisions in the said order. A motion shall relate to a definite issue and not be the subject matter of an action on which judicial decisions is pending in such a way as may, in the opinion of the Speaker, prejudice the interests of parties to the action. These are my views on this. First of all, we are not dealing with a motion. But granted that, as he put it, this provision that deals with conditions of admissibility of motion should be read and construed within the context of my preliminary comment, then I would even yield to that and then ask a question. Was he not the same person who, when the minority brought a matter up on the floor regarding the mass dismissal of public sector employees, he came out with the preliminary objection to the fact that the matter was in court. Henry Nana Boakye has filed a suit at the Supreme Court. Therefore, Parliament should not even discuss it. Whereupon, the Speaker upheld his objection, in spite of explanation to the fact that the matter had nothing to do with the suit in court. Now, even today, now he says that my reference to cases pending at the ECOWAS court, at the Supreme Court, at the High Court, amount to prejudicing the outcome. Really? But we have a nominee before us. The nominee with the power to empanel. In fact, the empaneling of the court for the determination of injunction application was done swiftly. As we speak, per his own words, the court has not empaneled the Supreme Court to determine the substantive matters before it. Recently, we heard the Attorney General even applying to the court for leave for extension of time to file a defense. We have a nominee before us with the power to empanel. He has not empaneled. If we are now interpreting 103F properly, then it rather even applies to the case of the minority that this matter should be placed on ice, because the nominee is likely to be conflicted, especially when he is the one to empanel. Two, that the substantive matters have not been dealt with.
Honorable
So,
Minority
let
Leader,
me finish.
with all
Chairman,
due respect.
You allowed
Hold
the Minority Leader. I'm
I'm
responding
not
to his
asking
objection.
the Minority Leader to raise an issue. Order.
I am responding to
Order.
I'm responding.
Honorable
Let me
Minority
respond.
Leader.
Let me respond.
Honorable Minority
Let me
Leader,
respond
hold
to
it.
him.
Honorable Minority Leader, hold it. May your microphone be off, Minority Leader.
Chairman, just a second. Bear with me.
Minority Leader,
Chairman.
let your microphone be off. Hear
Chairman.
me out.
Very well. I will hear you.
Yes,
and
I'm
then
supposed
continue my
to
argument.
play the fair game here.
If you make your point, we respond.
Honorable Minority Leader,
What is wrong?
please, just
I don't have to
observe
respond.
me.
The Fiamma Boss spoke.
Hear
for
what I
almost
will want
20
to
minutes.
say. Honorable members, can there be an order? Order. I don't want to hear anybody's voice again. Honorable members, when an objection is raised, I listened to the objection. So I expect you to respond to the objection that is raised. I don't think in all the objections raised, there is anything in the objection that suggests that the nominee before us swiftly empaneled, acted in conflict. I mean, all those things have not
You've said
been-
that. You've said that. You've said that.
Why?
You've said that. You said that. You said that the nominee swiftly empaneled a court.
So, honorable members, on this note, I would want him to conclude. I will rule on the matter, then we take a short break and come back and continue with the vetting.
Chairman, with respect, it is my view that if the order 103F that the majority leader made reference to at all is applicable, then it is the more reason for the minority's concerns to be heard. Here is he suggesting that nothing should be raised that is likely to affect the outcome of a pending suit. That is what he says. He says that my reference to matters that are pending before court amount to a situation where I will be offending Rule 103F. If that is the case, then the matter before us is rather more fitting than the argument he's making against me. Because, with respect, we have pending suits for over 6 months.
Chairman,
there is- I have the floor. You've not called me.
Chairman, the rules.
You have not called
the
him.
rules.
Chairman, you
the
see,
rules.
Chairman,
the rules.
Chairman, he puts
the
on the
rules.
ref.
The rules are clear.
No, it's not.
The rules are clear. The rules are clear. Chairman, the rules. So when you
It just comes in. But you just put on your microphone and speak. Leader, you just put on your microphone and speak.
Honorable members, I've stated clearly, the whole world is watching us. You will not have the floor until I ask you to do so. I will consider a situation where you put on the microphone without the speaker asking you to say something as disorderly, and I will invoke the rules appropriately. So we should all take